Factories, a week of production and problem solving. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my story about factories. My name is Sophie, and today I'm going to share with you an experience I had with managing factory operations during a demanding week at work. Factories are all about making things happen, turning raw materials into products, keeping machines running, and meeting deadlines. They're busy places where every detail counts, and when something goes wrong, you've got to fix it fast. This story is about a time when I oversaw a production run, handled a machine breakdown, and worked to boost efficiency. I hope you enjoy listening to it. Let's get started. I work at Horizon Manufacturing, a mid-sized company that produces training equipment, whiteboards, projectors, and desks for schools and businesses. I've been a production supervisor there for 3 months, managing a factory floor with 20 workers and 5 production lines. My job is to keep everything on track, scheduling shifts, monitoring output, and solving problems. Last week, a big order pushed me to the limit. It started on a Monday morning when my boss, Mr. Carter, called me into his office at 8:30 a.m. "Sophie," he said, "we've got an order from Blue Sky Corp. 500 whiteboards, $50,000 total. They need it by Friday." I said yes, it was our biggest run yet, and the timeline was tight. Mr. Carter added, "And our output's been slipping, 2 lines are slow. Figure out why and fix it this week." I nodded, ready for the challenge. He said, "Production meeting at 9 a.m., get the team ready." The first thing I did was rally my crew. At 9 a.m., I gathered the shift leaders, Tom, line 1, Sarah, line 2, Lisa, line 3, Mark, line 4, and Ben, line 5, in the break room. I said, "Hi, everyone, I'm Sophie. Blue Sky needs 500 whiteboards by Friday, 100 per day starting today. Can we do it?" Tom said, "Line 1's good, 50 daily." Sarah said, "Line 2's slow, 30 max." Lisa said, "Line 3's at 40. Mark and Ben nodded, 40 each. I calculated, 50 plus 30 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40 is equal to 200, not enough. I said, "We need 500, let's push all lines to 50. Sarah, what's slowing line 2? She said, "Old cutter, jams a lot." I said, "Okay, meeting daily, start now." I emailed Mr. Carter at 9:30 a.m., subject, production plan. "Hi Mr. Carter, Blue Sky, 500 whiteboards, team aiming for 100/day. Line 2's slow, checking it. Regards, Sophie." He replied, "Tight, make it happen." Monday afternoon, we kicked off. At 10 a.m., I walked the floor, line 1 hummed, cutting boards fast, line 2 lagged, cutter stuttering. I told Sarah, "Run it, let's see." By 11 a.m., it jammed, wood stuck, 10 boards behind. I called maintenance, "Hi, I'm Sophie, line 2 cutters down. Fix it?" They came at 11:30 a.m., cleaned blades, back online by noon. Output hit 35, better, not 50. I checked other lines, line 3 at 45, lines 4 and 5 at 40, line 1 at 50. Days total, 210 by 5 p.m. I emailed Mr. Carter, day 1, 210 whiteboards, line 2 improving. He said, "Good, push harder." Tuesday, a breakdown hit. At 8 a.m., Lisa ran over, "Sophie, line 3's press is dead, won't start." I checked, motor silent, red light on. I called maintenance at 8:15 a.m., "Hi, I'm Sophie, line 3 press, urgent." They arrived at 8:45 a.m., burnt fuse, replacing it. Back up by 9:30 a.m., line 3 lost an hour, 10 boards. I told Lisa, "Double up, catch up by lunch." She pushed, 45 by noon. Line 2 hit 40, cutter smoother. Lines 1, 4, and 5 held 50 each. Days total, 225 by 5 p.m., running total 435. I emailed Mr. Carter, day 2, 225, line 3 down briefly, 435 total. He said, close, fix those lines. Tuesday afternoon, I dug into efficiency. At 1 p.m., I timed line 2, cutter still slow, 2 minutes per board versus 1 minute on line 1. I asked Sarah, new cutter an option? She said, yes, $2,000, but faster. I called Mr. Carter, hi, line 2 needs a $2,000 cutter, boost to 50 daily. He said, order it, approved. I emailed our supplier, Tech Tools, at 2 p.m., subject, urgent order. Hi, I'm Sophie, need a $2,000 cutter, deliver tomorrow. Regards, Sophie. They said, ships today, arrives Wednesday. I told Sarah, new cutter tomorrow, hang in there. Wednesday, we adjusted. At 8 a.m., all lines ran, line 3 at 50, lines 1, 4, and 5 at 50, line 2 at 40. Tech Tools delivered the cutter at 10 a.m., $2,000, sleek, fast. Maintenance installed it by 11 a.m., line 2 hit 50 by noon. Days total, 240 by 5 p.m., running total 675, over target. I emailed Mr. Carter, day 3, 240, new cutter on line 2, 675 total. He said, ahead, pack 500, store the rest. I told the team, pack 500 for blue sky, extra stock. They cheered, morale up. Wednesday afternoon, a supply snag popped. At 1 p.m., Mark said, Sophie, line 4's low on wood, 20 boards left. I checked inventory, 50 planks, enough for today, not tomorrow. I called Woodco at 1:30 p.m., hi, I'm Sophie, need 100 planks, deliver tomorrow. They said, $500, arrives Thursday, 9 a.m. I emailed Mr. Carter, would order, $500, due tomorrow. He said, pay it, keep rolling. I wired $500 at 2 p.m., confirmed, arrives June 20th. Thursday, production peaked. At 8 a.m., all lines hit 50, new cutter flew, press steady. Woodco delivered at 9 a.m., 100 planks, stocked by 9:30 a.m. I walked the floor, machines loud, workers focused. By noon, 125 packed, 375 total needed. At 5 p.m., days total, 250, running total 925, 500 for blue sky packed, 425 extra. I emailed Mr. Carter, day 4, 250, 500 packed, 425 stock. He said, fantastic, ship tomorrow. Thursday afternoon, I tackled slow lines. At 1 p.m., I timed lines 4 and 5, 1.5 minutes per board versus 1 minute on lines 1 and 3. I asked Mark and Ben, what's holding you back? Mark said, old saws, dull blades. Ben said, same, needs sharpening. I called maintenance, hi, I'm Sophie, sharpen lines 4 and 5 saws tonight. They said, after shift, done by morning. I told Mr. Carter, saw sharpening, lines 4 and 5 boost tomorrow. He said, smart, efficiency's key. Friday, it wrapped up. At 8 a.m., lines 4 and 5 hit 55, sharpened saws cut fast. Lines 1, 2, and 3 held 50. By noon, 135 more, shipment ready. I called Fast Ship at 10 a.m., hi, I'm Sophie, 500 whiteboards, pick up today, deliver Blue Sky Corp, 456 Oak Lane, tomorrow. They said, $100, pickup 2 p.m. Driver came at 1:45 p.m., loaded, tracking hashtag FS90123. Days total, 255, grand total 1,180, 680 extra for stock. I emailed Blue Sky at 2 p.m., subject, shipment. Dear Mr. Clark, I'm Sophie, 500 whiteboards shipped, hashtag FS90123, arrives tomorrow. Regards, Sophie. They said, thanks, perfect timing. Friday afternoon, I reported. At 3 p.m., I emailed Mr. Carter, subject, production done. Hi Mr. Carter, Blue Sky, 500 shipped, 680 stock, $50,000 secured. Lines fixed, output up. Regards, Sophie. He replied, Sophie, you crushed it, $50,000 and efficiency gains. I told the team, great week, 500 out, stock built. Drinks on me. At 5 p.m., we hit a cafe, 20 of us, toasting a win. Tom said, Sophie, you kept us moving, best run yet. I smiled, factories grind, but they deliver. That's my story. I hope you liked it. Factories test you, but they build success. Have you fixed a production snag? Thank you for listening, and see you next time.